Some NBA players are definitely worth the big stacks of cash exchange needed to keep them, and it looks like some pretty major contracts were signed by these top players. The figures were so massive, especially when it came to extension deals, that everyone was talking about them. So let's look at the biggest contracts that NBA stars are signing this offseason, starting with the richest joker in the world. First off, Nuggets Nikola Jokic. We all remember Nikola Jokic being picked 41st in the draft, but now he has the biggest contract in NBA history, as the Denver Nuggets have given Jokic a 5-year, $264 million supermax contract extension. That's insane. The deal starts with the 2023-24 season and goes through the 2027-28 season, and if Jokic exercises his option for that season, he can make around $60 million. In 7 NBA seasons, all with the Nuggets, the Serbian star has risen like a meteor. He became an All-Star in his 4th season and has stayed there ever since. He has also won MVP each of the last 2 seasons after averaging 26.4 points in the 2020-21 and 27.1 points this past season. Jokic, who is 27 years old, just finished one of his best seasons and made a new category as a result. He's the first NBA player to get over 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a single season. And his new deal is the most expensive contract in NBA history, both in terms of total value and average annual value. Up next, Wizards SG Bradley Beal. For NBA stars, getting their 3rd contract is a big deal. And after a player's rookie contract and any extensions run out, the veteran contract is the next one to pay out. Well, Bradley Beal, a guard for the Washington Wizards, has already done that, as he's now on his 4th contract before he turns 30. Beal chose not to exercise his player option and became a free agent this summer, but then he signed a 5-year max deal with the Wizards worth $251 million, which is the 2nd largest contract in NBA history by total value, behind Nikola Jokic's brand new supermax. Even though the Washington Wizards haven't been a top team in the Eastern Conference in a few years, there's a clear connection between Beal, the front office, and the DC area, where he's still active in the community. We guess sometimes a player's goals go beyond just winning a championship. Followed by Suns SG David Booker. The Suns star player is staying in Phoenix, and in the process, he's becoming one of the richest players in the NBA. As soon as the NBA's free agency period in 2022 started on Thursday, it was announced that Devin Booker had signed a 4-year supermax contract with the Suns that will keep him in Phoenix through the 2029-30 NBA season. The new agreement will take effect for the 2024-25 season. Shams Charania of The Atlantic said that Booker was also named the cover athlete for NBA 2K23. As for Booker's contract, he had agreed to a 4-year, $214 million supermax extension, and under the terms of the extension, Booker, who is 25 years old, can become a free agent after the 2029-2030 season. Next, Timberwolves PF Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns has agreed to stay with the Minnesota Timberwolves for another 6 years. He signed the deal on July 7th. It's a huge commitment for the Timberwolves, and they made it as soon as they could. Starting in 2024-25, Towns will make $224 million over 4 years, on top of the $70 million he's set to make over the next 2 seasons. The 26-year-old is going into his 8th NBA season. In coach Chris Finch's system, he continued to change up his offensive game and was more aggressive when taking the ball to the basket. When he won the 3-point shooting contest at All-Star Weekend, it showed how versatile he is, but he's still a post player at heart. The new deal will start in the 2024-25 season. Towns made the 3rd team of all NBA players, so he got that supermax deal. Moving on to Bulls PG Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine said he went into the NBA free agency this summer with an open mind, but still he chose to stay with the Chicago Bulls after they offered him a 5-year contract extension with a player option for the 5th season. In his first comments since signing a 5-year, $215 million deal to stay in Chicago, LaVine said he didn't meet with any other teams during free agency because he thought it would be rude. The 27-year-old player will be starting his 6th season with the Chicago Bulls. He joined the team as a part of the deal that sent Jimmy Butler from Chicago to Minnesota. Unfortunately, he missed most of his first season in Chicago because he had a torn ACL in his left knee from his time with the Timberwolves, resulting in him only playing 20 24 games. But since then, Levine has become one of the team's faces, even though the team has had trouble on the court. Not to mention, Grizzlies PG Ja Morant. The Memphis Grizzlies guard Ja Morant has agreed to a 5-year rookie maximum extension, as the team announced on July 6th. The deal, reportedly worth $193 million over 5 years, was just a formality to the point guard, who was voted the NBA's most improved player in his 3rd season and came in 7th in voting for league MVP. And it's the biggest contract the Grizzlies have ever given out, bigger than Mike Conley's max contract of $153 million in 2016. Let's learn more about Pelicans PF Zion Williamson. According to Christian Clark, there's a weight clause in Zion Williamson's new, longer max contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. Williamson will have to weigh in a few times during the deal, and if his weight plus body fat percentage is above 295, he could lose money. Even though there have been rumors about Williamson's future with the Pelicans over the last few months, there was no big deal when he was able to sign a new contract. But Williamson and the team quickly came to an agreement on a 5-year rookie maximum extension worth at least $193 million. The new deal would go into effect at the start of the 2023-24 NBA season, and if Williamson makes an All-NBA team or wins a major award next season, the amount could go up to $231 million. Coming up, Cavaliers PG Darius Garland. We can see the best players from the 2019 NBA draft class, like Cleveland Cavaliers guard Darius Garland, already becoming stars. And this summer, the top 2 picks from that year, Zion Williamson and Ja Morant, signed rookie contracts. The 2019 4th overall pick has also made money, as he has signed a 5-year, a $193 million contract earlier this month, which will start when the 2023-24 season begins. He spent his 1 season at Vanderbilt recovering from an ACL injury, and now he has the biggest contract in the Cavaliers' history. Not bad for a kid who just turned 22 this year. Also, the 22-year-old point guard has just finished his first All-Star season, averaging 21.7 points and 8.6 assists in a career-high 68 games. With Garland under contract until 2028, Mobley still under his rookie deal, and Allen under contract until 2026 at $20 million a year, Cleveland will be able to develop all of these players together. The Cavaliers' future is looking scary. Up next, Trailblazers PG Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, new contract with the Trailblazers, is a source of pride for the 6-time All-Star who has spent his whole career in Portland. Lillard agreed to a 2-year contract extension through the 2026-27 season, and according to several sources, the deal is worth $225 million. Lillard officially signed the contract while his son sat on his lap and his grandmother in Oakland watched over the phone. The person who spoke to the Associated Press on Friday on the condition of anonymity because the extension has not been announced said that Lillard will make about $59 million in 2025-26 and then about $63 million the following year. And before the extension starts, he'll make about $137 million over the next 3 seasons. Now, before we move on to the last pick, here are our honorable mentions. Lakers' LeBron James has signed a 2-year extension worth around $97 million. He's expected to go into free agency by 2025, but no one really wants to think about that right now. Then we have the 76ers' James Harden, who's also extended his contract by 2 years. His contract is worth $68 million, and he's expected to become a free agent by 2024. Also, Harden's 2nd year is his option in the new deal, as he can choose to become a free agent in 2023. Yeah, please don't do that, Harden. Finally, we have Knicks' Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has agreed to sign with the New York Knicks for a reported $104 million over 4 years. This was widely expected because Brunson has a lot of connections to the Knicks. The contract also gives the player an option for the final season. Brunson had a breakthrough season in 2021-22. He averaged 16.3 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game while shooting 50.2% overall, and 37.3% on 3-pointers. And he was even better in the playoffs of 2022 when he averaged 21.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game, helping Dallas reach the Western Conference Finals. That's all for this video. What are your thoughts on this list? Do you think these are well-deserved contracts? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time.